What up, y'all? It's Tyshaun Taylor here, NoHustlingBackwards.com. I am the man behind it all. I am the founder. No Hustling Backwards, man. We got to start thinking forward, right? So, in the first part of my video, y'all got to take a little journey with me into the mind of a man, right? How to be a man. So, in part two, we going to learn the body and how important that is to being a man. So, part two, the body, very important, man. The mind and the body, man, they go hand in hand with each other. So, I mean, a man knows that grooming himself is very important. I mean, unless you live out in the woods, I mean, you should be making sure that you're well groomed, right? I mean, if you're in the woods, you know, you live in a cabin, you're camping, or, you know, you're out living in the boonies, or, you know, it's kind of impaired, you know, it's kind of acceptable to, you know, maybe not be as well groomed. I mean, you're living out in the wilderness. You don't have access to these things. I mean, that's something a little different. But for the most part, a man knows when he needs a shower. He knows when, you know, he needs to cut his hair or make sure his fingernails are clipped, and making sure that he has no earwax in his ears. So, I mean, men, you know, like to style themselves different ways, things like that. But for the most part, a man knows how to groom himself. He knows how to keep up with, you know, the important things that matter. He also knows exercise. I mean, a man knows not every man has to be ripped. You know, but it does mean that you take care of your body, right? It does mean that, you know, you take the responsibility as a man to, you know, maybe do some cardio, things like that, you know, at least take a 30-minute walk, or, you know, burn fat, build some muscle. So, I mean, a man knows these things, right? A man also knows that he wears clothes that fits. So, I mean, you don't have to have designer clothes. Your clothes don't have to cost an arm and a leg. You know, but they do, however, need to fit you. So a man knows that his clothes are to fit. A man doesn't sag. No, he doesn't. He does know that wearing his pants above his waist is very important. And, you know, he also doesn't wear women's clothing. So, you know, and that's not to take shots at anybody, but, you know, we got this skinny jean thing going on right now, right? So, you know, he wears his clothes to fit properly, right? A man has a couple pair of jeans, you know, maybe, you know, a pair of casual jeans. He has a pair of work jeans. He's got a few formal outfits. He got a couple of those. He has a couple pair of shoes. Men have, on average, between 3 to 5 different kinds of shoes at any given time. You know, of course, he has a formal pair. You know, he'll have some tennis shoes, we call sneakers, work boots, casual shoes. You know, if he's, you know, he has, you know, something that's a little less formal, maybe something like some Oxfords, you know, he mix and matches depending on his needs or his habits, right? And another thing that a man doesn't do, he doesn't use drugs as a crutch. Men are born adventurous. So, I mean, making the lure of drugs, it really doesn't work. I mean, men who are comfortable with themselves, you know, tend to not rely on the crutch of a drug for support. You know, even with bills weighing down, you know, work maybe staring them in the face, things are getting hard, and, you know, they have personal projects. I mean, men find a way to appreciate the beauty without sedating themselves, right? And that's it. That's simple. I think we can all live by that. I think we're trying to be men, we can definitely handle that, right? So, I mean, check it out, part 3. We're talking about the spirit, the soul, you know, the good stuff. That one's gonna get a little more in depth. But no hustling backwards. Go tell everybody that No Hustling Backwards is talking about how to be a man. You can find me on NoHustlingBackwards.com. You can find me at www.facebook.com/NHBackwards. You can find me on Instagram at nohustlingbackwards.com. The dot is spelled out. And holler. Let's do this together. Let's grind together. Let's start thinking forward, people. No hustling backwards. It's the name. It's a saying. It's everything. It's a lifestyle. Moving forward. We thinking forward, right?